All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Brandon Coin YouTube channel. Hope everybody's having a great day. As you can see right here, an example of a Bitaxe. This is the 601 Gamma, so like 1.2, 1.3 terahash on the speed. And then this is a Bitaxe Supra or 401 model, and that one does about a little over 600 gigahash, so about half of what the Gamma does. You can overclock these, you can change all kinds of parameters, but I'm pretty much just running mine at stock clocks. And the reason why I'm talking about these are one of these Bitaxes just hit a block just a few days ago. So I was looking into it and I saw somebody else hit a block recently, and there's been a couple of these that have hit blocks last year, and it just looks like the more and more of these Bitaxes that get out there, the more and more blocks that keep getting found on Bitcoin. And that's huge. That is huge, ladies and gentlemen. Let me flip this around. The hitting a block or solving a block on Bitcoin, that is a $300,000 win. You know, they call it lottery mining for a reason. You solve a Bitcoin block, you get 3.12 something Bitcoin. Huge win. Now you can only solve that block if you're running devices. You don't have to run a Bitaxe. You could run something like this is a Mars lander, which is basically like a compact. It's a compact F USB miner, and they have it inside of this device. So it can all run itself together, which is cool, but not exactly as cost effective as you getting one of the Bitaxes. Now, there's quite a few different models of Bitaxes that have come out, and there's more and more constantly coming out. On the cheaper end, they're around like 150 to 160 bucks. You can DIY one and build one cheaper, and I'd like to probably do that in the future. I do have a link down below, and I think I still have a discount code if you want to get a Bitaxe Gamma, which Gamma is one of the newer models that does hash quite a bit higher. But oddly enough, the device that solved the block was not a Gamma. I believe it was an Ultra, which is even slower than a Supra. So any of these devices has the ability to win a block. Now the odds on that, and I think I looked into it, me and my buddies have been talking about it like crazy, because we all have Bitaxes, and I'm like, is your Bitaxe on and running? And they're like, no. And I'm like, dude, somebody just solved a block. And they're like, oh my gosh. So it's like everybody gets hyped up and plugs all their Bitaxes back in. I don't ever unplug mine. I let them run 24/7. They don't burn a lot of power, and yes, they never generate anything by day, but maybe once, just once in a blue moon, I could get lucky. So we'll see. I doubt it'll happen, but I had to make this video because for the Bitaxe community, all the Bitaxe, the Bitaxe boys, this is good. This helps also decentralize the network. So Bitcoin's fairly centralized, with a majority of the hash rate being on some of the top miners or top pools. So having a bunch of small devices spread all over the place, you would think wouldn't help anything, but obviously it already has. Even a single block being found by a individual miner is huge. Hitting a Bitcoin block right now, if I woke up and had a Bitcoin, 3.12 Bitcoin just show up in my wallet, sheesh, life-changing. So owning one of these devices and having one of these devices is pretty much a no-brainer. All you need is Wi-Fi. They're standalone. You log into them with your phone, you set them up. They're easy, they're simple, and you just maybe probably never solve a block, but you have the chance to. And my cat's getting into stuff again. So yeah, with that being said, I'd love to hear your comments down below. Are you guys running Bitaxes? Are you running anything else? Some people are like, oh, I'm gonna run an Antminer, S9 or something. I have an S9K in here, and I'm gonna just run that solo, and that's great, right? Yeah, that's great because they are higher hash rate. This one right here is, I think, like 14 terahash. So this technically would be like, 12 to 13 gammas. 11 to 12 gammas, which 11 to 12 gammas is a lot of money. That's like, at 250 bucks a pop, you're looking at like almost $3,000 after tax and shipping and stuff like that. And this device will do that, and it costs, I don't know, these are what, 100 bucks for an S9K, 14 terahash model, 100 bucks. But the issue is, look how big this is, and look at the fans. They make a ton of noise, and they burn a ton of power. Those Bitaxes burn like, what, 20, 25 watts, I think. Even 10 of them would be, what, 200, 250 watts. Whereas that S9, that bad boy burns like 1,500 watts. So the efficiency is through the roof on the Bitaxes. That's another reason why they're really, really handy, because you can just kind of let them run, and it's not like they're going to be heating up your room and making a bunch of noise. So anyway, just had to do that. Bravo to the man that won it. On his CK mining pool account, which shows, all the devices he had currently mining to it, I think he had 5 Bitaxes, and they were ranging different Bitaxes. Like I think he had a Supra, Ultra, and then a Max, and a couple of the Maxes or a couple of the Ultras. But yeah, just blew me away. Man had, less than $700 worth of solo miners, and just absolutely binked a $300,000 payout. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, because somebody always asks, what can these devices make per day if I don't solo mine? So if you take it and put it on a pool, these devices are going to make pennies a day, if that. They'll.
And that's mainly the one that we use.
Sorry about that. My cat's jumping on my computer. But yeah, they're basically never going to pay themselves off. So I'd much rather have the opportunity to potentially solve a block and make a lot of money. And then worst case scenario, it never pays itself off because it never solves a block. So yeah. All right. Well, it's time for bed, so I'm going to jump off here. I hope y'all have a good one. I'll see you on the flip side. Let me know how many Bitaxes are down you got. I set this board up because I kind of want to own one of every different Bitaxe. So I have the Supra, I have the Gamma. I need to get an Ultra, a Max, and then I guess I could start breaking into like the nerd axes and stuff like that. So yeah. All right, for real. Video's over now. Bye.